Hi, it's me again, Brie. Um, this video is basically I'm just going to talk about my pregnancy and my birth story. So in September of 2009, my friend bought me a pregnancy test, and we went in the bathroom and I took it and we waited, and she just like kind of stared at me, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And she told me that it was positive, and I just thought that they bought a fake test and they were just messing with me. So I actually took 3 more tests after that, and then after all of them were positive, I kind of figured it out. So I threw the pregnancy test at my boyfriend and told him to get a job. Um, then in October, I went to the doctor to confirm that, and sure enough, I really was pregnant. So I contemplated adoption for a little while because I wasn't sure how it would be. I never really liked kids. The thought of kids just rubbed me the wrong way. But I love my daughter more than anything, and I would not trade her for the world. So I'm really glad that I decided to be a mother and stick things out, because she really is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But it is really like extremely hard, especially because I am only 16, and so I can't move out on my own, and I can't live with my boyfriend, and it's just really hard because you feel like you're an adult because you have to make all these decisions and you're responsible for another life, but you don't really have control over your own life, if that makes any sense. Basically, I am starting this YouTube channel because I want to tell other teenagers, I want to show them how hard it is, like an everyday life of being a mom. It is ridiculously hard. So it's kind of what I'm trying to do. Also, I'm trying to like get to know other teen moms, and because I found that it's a lot harder to talk to girls your age that are teen moms themselves, because they can relate to you, and opposed to girls who don't have children and they're my age and they're just all party, party, party. And it's really hard to party when you have a 9-month-old daughter. So you really have to choose your responsibilities, and you have to choose which friends are good for you and which friends are just going to drag you down and get you into trouble. And I can't afford to get in trouble because my daughter needs me. So back to the basic part of the story. um, so I took the test to test the baby for Down syndrome and spina bifida, and she tested positive. So I had to drive an hour away to a bigger and better hospital, just for them to tell me that the test was wrong, basically, and that, yeah. So after that, I developed a rash, a pregnancy rash called PUPS, and I basically had it all over my arms, all over my legs, all over my entire body, and it itched like crazy, and when I sweat, it just made it worse, and it was hot. Like, when you're pregnant, you sweat a lot, so it was hot constantly, and it really sucked because I was miserable. I couldn't sleep. I cried constantly, but, live and you learn. Um, so they also told me that she's too small. Like, she's smaller than she's supposed to be, and so I had to go into the hospital twice a week, every single week, to be monitored. They checked her movements and stuff like that. Um, I the entire time, like the day that I found out that I was pregnant, I knew that she was a girl. Like, I don't know, I just always knew that, like, when I had a daughter, her name was gonna be Emma. And my grandmother, who passed away when I was 7 years old, her middle name was Lynn. My mother's middle name is Lynn, so that's the reason that her name is Emmeline. um, so I never even thought of a boy name. It was always Emma. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. So, um, about June 5th, I went in for my first induction, and it didn't go very well. She didn't want to come out, I guess. So I went home, and then I came back in, and they broke my water at noon. I started having contractions within 30 minutes. I think I did pretty well with the contractions because I sat in this rocker and I just pretty much rocked myself. I didn't really, they're like, my mom and my boyfriend were in the room with me, but they were like on the other side of the room because like I didn't really want anybody around me. I had really bad back labor, so they rubbed my back a lot for me because it was extremely painful. Um, about, I'm gonna say roughly like 10, 11 ish, the doctor called and said that I've been at it too long and that I needed to have a C-section. And my mom and I both, that was, no. We were both like, no, 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 no C-section. You don't understand. We're not having C-section. I'm 15. So I was 7 centimeters dilated, and the nurse said that one of the sides of my cervix was not going down. So she rubbed mineral oil on it, and the other nurse decided that she needed to follow the doctor's orders, and they prepped me for a C-section. They put a catheter in. They shaved me. They made sure my nails had no paint on them. They asked me to take out my lip ring. So then I remember the other nurse saying, if you feel like you can push, just push. So I started pushing at 7 centimeters with the catheter in, and I delivered a 7 pound, 8 ounce, beautiful, healthy baby girl. I did not have an epidural. The thought of a needle being shoved in my spine kind of just scared me. So I did get 2 doses of Nubane, which I'm not like 100% sure Nubane is, but it was just like a thing that they put into my IV. It did help with the pain for a little bit. So I got 2 doses of that. That's all I had. And after I had her, I didn't take anything at all. I did try the breastfeeding thing. I breastfed her for 3 months, and then I ran out of milk, and I was really depressed about it. I absolutely wanted to breastfeed her because it was the most healthy choice for her. But I'm really glad that, I at least was able to do those 3 months. We lived at my mother's house, and her boyfriend just wasn't a good person, I guess I want to say. So when she was 5 months old, he went to work one day, and we packed all of our stuff and we moved. And we stayed at a domestic violence shelter for 3 months, which was really extremely hard because nobody was allowed to know where we were. We had to be in by 10 o'clock every night. But I think, honestly, that all of these things that's happened in my life have made me so much stronger. They've made me such a better person, and I'm really thankful for everything that's happened. I wouldn't change a single thing for the entire world, because those girls that worked at that shelter were the nicest people that I've ever met in my entire life, and I felt more at home there than I probably have anywhere else, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But now it is March 2011, and my daughter is 9 months old. So my mom has her own apartment, and my boyfriend has an apartment in the same apartment complex. I still live with my mom, but I want Emma to be able to have like a normal family life. I don't want her to like miss out just because I'm 16 and her parents can't live together. If that makes sense. So yeah, I she sleeps here. She has her own room and her own crib and all that good stuff. I put her to bed probably usually around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Her dad gets home at 10:30, 10:40, stuff like that. And when he gets home, I usually hang out with him for a little bit. We watch TV, talk about our day. And then I walk down to my mom's apartment and I go to bed. And then I wake up at usually about 9 o'clock. And I come back to his house and I usually wait for Emma to wake up. She usually wakes up around, I'd say, 10 o'clock, 10:30. So when she wakes up, we play with her and we do all that fun stuff. And then he goes into work at 2:30 in the afternoon. So my mom gets home at 4 from her job. So we go over to her house and we hang out with her. And yeah, it sounds really complicated, but I feel better. Like her having her own room, And I don't think she notices that, like, when she's asleep, that I'm not here. And it doesn't bother me because in a couple of years, I'll be living here and it'll all be okay. And actually, just recently, my boyfriend proposed to me. And this is the ring. So, yeah, I'm super excited. We're hoping to get married on May 8th of 2013. So I'll be almost 19. And I'm really super, super excited. And I love him. We started dating when I was 14. So, yeah, we've been together for 2 years. And I'm just super excited. Like, it's really hard. It really is because he's at work all day. So it's just me and Emma. And she is a very opinionated little girl. She says a bunch of different things. She's really intelligent. Actually, there's a program called Help Me Grow here in Ohio, because that's where I live. I live in Ohio. So there's a program called Help Me Grow when a registered nurse comes in and you basically tell them, about your daughter and about the things that she's doing, and they do different activities with them. And my Help Me Grow nurse, actually, I had an appointment last week, and they told me that she's at a 13 to 14th month stage, and she's only 9 months old. So she's really ahead of where she's supposed to be, and she's really smart, and I'm really excited. And we set some goals, and my goals were that by the time she's 1, she's walking more. I want her to fully be potty trained by the time she's 15 months old. And I want her to be more vocal and be able to tell me, what she wants more, because she can say probably a good 9 words, but, you know. So, we're starting potty training. Like, I put her on the potty after her bath, and she hasn't gone yet. And I'm not pushing her too much because I don't want her to get frustrated with it. I don't want her to not do it, but I'm trying. So, I hope I explained everything. I tried the best that I can, and I can't really think of anything that I left out or that I want to tell you. But if there's anything that you want to ask me, just go ahead and post some comments. And thanks for watching. Bye.